We have seen a rise in mental health challenges, particularly within youth, over the last decades. And one of the things that we wanted to tackle is the difference between psychologists and professionals and help and life. We felt there was too little in between, so we wanted then to design something that normal people could access at any time, at any point, without any borders, any queues, or any cost. And that's why we designed what is today the world's largest free digital tool for mental health, which is called the Life Experience Library. So it's basically interviews of normal people who has overcome a challenge in life, and they're sharing in this in-depth video interview that is between 30 and 60 minutes long about how they managed to face a big challenge in life, how, of course, they managed to pull through it, and what they have learned from this process. So each interview in the Life Experience Library has 3 sections. One section is about the challenge, where they're putting emotional words and descriptions of the tough part of the challenge. And this element will give people who are facing the challenge themselves a richer emotional vocabulary. And that is one of the biggest problems for why people don't seek help when you look into the research which is out there. That's basically that we don't know what to do. When I was in the middle of my toughest challenge, where I had heavy suicidal thoughts and kind of given up on life, one of the main reasons why I didn't seek for help was I didn't know what to say. Like, I just knew that it was problematic. I knew I didn't have hope. I knew what was going on in my life, but I didn't know what was going on inside of me. So I couldn't verbalize the impact it had on me. And these interviews will then heavily increase the emotional vocabulary, because you can borrow words from other people who have had time to reflect more back on the problematic part of their challenge. And then part 2, of course, is when a normal person is talking about your challenge and they're talking about how they managed to pull through it. You will now, number 1, remember and understand that you're not alone. And number 2, you will of course realize that there is hope, that someone else has managed to do this. So suddenly this interview can help to kind of twist your mind slowly into solution mode. And that alone can be the thing that kind of changes everything. And then of course, part 3 is concrete advice, lessons and reflections that this person has had that they're giving back to you. So it's basically in hindsight reflections. You know, every time we're done with the problem, we're like, oh, I wish I knew that when I was beginning, you know, then I would have dealt with it faster, or I've gotten through it better. But of course, the bigger element of this, of the human aspect, when you have this many interviews from this many nationalities and such a huge diversity as we do, you're basically saying mental health challenges is a part of life, and mental health challenges is something we all have. It is our human aspect, hence the name. So our human aspect also gives us the opportunity to see how other people have integrated that into their life as strengths. So basically, a lot of these people have now, they're using it to support their family, or it helped them change their career, or it's helping them be a volunteer on the side. So it kind of twists the narrative on mental health challenges from something that is very dangerous, very stigmatized and scary, to something that potentially even can be an asset. So one of the key elements, of course, of meeting Ashoka at this timing for me was that we had a golden opportunity in COVID. Mental health has risen. It's never been spoken more about than it is now. And on that wave, we decided to gear up instead of gearing down when we entered into 2020. So we geared up, and it managed to kind of go into being in front of the wave in terms of mental health. So our numbers has exploded in terms of digital use. So now we're collaborating with a lot of companies, both in terms of HR, but also to work down stigma. And then we also are designing educational programs for schools. And it's a plug and play element that is now close to being fully integrated in the biggest municipality in the capital here in Oslo. And we're now doing research as well to test the impact, to see how much it is impacting the kids. So that's going to be very exciting in 2022. And then, of course, the next goal is to start offering this in other countries.